Hello students, hello class. Here is the solar system video. Disclaimer, I've not made a solar system before, but I'm familiar with the concepts. So this video may be me futzing around with it and figuring stuff out and walking through stuff. You'll be able to see my hotkeys I'm pressing. I'll try and talk through all the actions I'm doing, and then we'll see what happens. It should be fun. So I have Maya 2020. I'm going to create my sun. Polygon primitives, sphere. That's my sun. We'll see what happens with this guy. So the sun spins. So I don't know how long I want it to, how fast I want it to spin for. Probably 60s. We're at, I'm going to switch. Oh, let me turn my face off. You should still hear me talk, but you won't see my face. I think I might need to go here, off, back, done, there. Alright. And then, so I'm going to go and set this to 30 FPS, because math is easier at 30. 30 is the standard for most game animators, and most movie animators. No, movie animators are 24. Just game animators. Okay, I'm hitting S to set a key. Why is it not working? Oh, I have to select the object. Oh, haha. I keep hitting Alt-D because I have a special hotkey set up for that. And I forgot you have to right-click and go delete. I'll show you hotkeys at some point in the future. Hotkeys are my best friend. Okay, so S to set a key. Let's go to 60. It's probably going to take a little, should spin a little bit slower than 60, probably 120. Let's do 120 and see how it goes. Okay, and I'm going to do, I'll rotate it a little bit so I know which axes I want to spin. So in this case, rotation Y started cranking, so I'm just going to set 360 on this guy. So that's a full rotation. And I forgot to hit S. 360. And then, did I not hit S again? Try it one more time. I'll show you why I keep messing that up in a second here. Okay. And play. Oh, it's rotating really fast. Why is that? Oh yeah, let's go over here. Change play every frame to 30 frames times 1. Before it was just playing as fast as it could, and now it's playing based on the timeline. And you'll see now my sun, press F to frame it, sort of, it's starting to spin up and then slows down. And if I frame the time slider longer, I'm going to go to 300. So now I'm doing 120, but it'll keep going, but it stops, right? So I want it to loop. Looping animations, hit these guys right here. You can just pause and go back on the video to see what I'm doing. So now, what I want to build, here we go, on both sides. So you can see the curve keep going. So now on my timeline, it keeps going, but it's sort of slowing down and stopping. You see it go. So I'm going to make those keys linear. Now it's going to continuously spin forever, which is cool. This is why I like the solar system experiment. 1,000. So now I've got these keyframes on our timeline and a sun that always is spinning. But now I need some planets, right? So let's make some planets. I'm going to go to the outliner, this button right here, show or hide outliner. This is sort of the kind of structure of the scene. So right now my scene has 4 cameras. Oh, I didn't show this in the other view. Spacebar pops you into kind of this viewport here. You have some options. You can do single, 4, just 2, whatever you want to do. So that's what these cameras are representing. And then the sphere, and then some lights. So if I think if I kill this, I lose lights. I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't think I can delete it. So I have a sphere. I'm going to call this sun to make my life easier. And then I'm just going to duplicate that guy and move it. Hit play. Is it Alt-V? Yeah, Alt-V is play. Default my hotkey. You can see the sun spinning, but you can't really tell it's spinning because there's no textures. But you can see it. It's there. It's happening. If I want to see the mesh itself, you can go and hit this guy. So now that guy's spinning. I could set keys on this, or I could go hold shift and left mouse, drag, right click, go copy, go back over here, and go paste. Oh, it pasted the translation information as well as the rotation. I'm gonna undo. Let's try this instead. Rotate. Can I paste up here? I cannot. That sucks. I'll just set a key. 120. What was it? I'll do 500. Maybe it's been slow. We'll do 300. Set a key. Start rotating it. Go 360. I'll start it at 0. Yes. The little period and comma is a hotkey to jump between keyframes. Let's try 360 again. Yes. I think watching me futz around with this for a while might be a pretty helpful resource for people. Still recording. Yeah. Okay. So now that guy's going to be spinning. We'll do the same thing. We'll make the keys linear. We'll make them loop. Make them build. Then this guy. There we go. So now it's like a nice smooth movement. I got 2 planets spinning. Oh, Alt-V. Okay, one planet's way faster than the other. So maybe I want my sun to spin slower than my planet spins. So what I'm doing to move keys is I'll hold shift, I'll left mouse, click and drag, and I get like a volume of things, and I can click this middle guy and just slide it around. So that's just moving a keyframe closer or farther away. So now I've got the sun spinning slow and the planet spinning fast. The planet's got to be smaller than the sun, right? So let's go and hit scale of 0.2. You can kind of do whatever you want. 0.4. Let's go 0.4. If I did set that key, so it's going to scale. See how it, yeah, see how it like scaled down because it's keyed. So if you like look at the graph editor and select the scale curves, hit F to frame it, you'll see that the scale, we just want the scale to be the same the whole time. So I'm just going to delete those keys. So now it'll stay, it doesn't have that weird scale issue. Alright, so now we want this to orbit the sun. That's where parenting comes into play. I also want to name my planet Earth 246. And then I can click and drag this guy up here. See what happens? Oh yeah. So now we have, because the sun is spinning and the Earth is parented to the sun, they're working together with each other. It just popped there because it got to the end of the timeline. That's what, if you watch on the bottom there, it goes pop, and then so if you get some math that matches this rotation, it'll smoothly loop, which the sun spins, if we're at 1,000, let's make the sun spin at 500. And then it should be pretty smooth now. Let's see. It's got a little hitch in there. Can figure that guy out later. Okay, so now we want a moon orbiting the planet. So I'm gonna do a new trick. Let's see if this works. Duplicate special or duplicate with transform. Let's see. Duplicate with transform. Shift P unparents. So I want it to just sit still so I can see if it's spinning. No, it didn't. Okay, let's duplicate. I swear I've done this before. Edit. Duplicate special. Maybe that guy. One of these will duplicate the animation data. Oh yeah, see the keys are down on the bottom. They're not going away. So it changes when I go to the sun, but the bottom one has the keys. So I don't care about translation. So I'm going to go to translate or scale really. I'm going to delete those keyframes. So the only thing that's keyed is this. So wherever I place it, it'll stay. And then I'm going to take Earth. I'm going to call it Moon 246 1. And then go ba-blam. And then go ba-blam. Pretty big moon. Ba-blam. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's orbiting with it. And then we're going to go ba-blam. Okay, let's try this now. It's going to be cool. Yeah! It's getting there. So that's pretty neat, right? I want to offset the axis. See how it's like level, but the moon doesn't spin around on it on the correct axis because the Earth has like a skewed axis. So we're animating Y. So I'm gonna delete the keys. Sally, can you turn that down a little, please? And then I'm gonna add some pitch. I don't know which pitch the actual Earth is, but should work. Oh, this guy, I think I didn't fix the graph. I saw a hitch on it. Let's see. There it is. Oh, see that? Nice. I just deleted that key because it had like a weird hitch on it. It's technically the spin is happening. Anyway, you can do different speeds and stuff too. Let's do a gas giant next. So I'm going to duplicate Earth and Moon together. I think if I duplicate Earth, also Moon comes with it. Duplicate special. Yeah, did I get some keyframes? I did, cool. And then I can turn off the animation, move you further out into the belt. It looks like some material issue is going on here. We can investigate. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm gonna delete the translation keys. When you hit S, it keys all the channels, so sometimes that's not what you want. Let's go make our gas giant a little bit bigger. Maybe 0.5. Oh wait. I'm going to delete the keys on the scale. Delete 1. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe make the sun a little bigger. Maybe Earth smaller. Because they're parented, the size of the moon changes too. Oh, so this will actually change the whole solar system if I go 2. Since everything's parented, they inherit. It's kind of why the solar system's fun, because you learn all these parenting tricks by doing it. So Jupiter, maybe 7 or something. You can get accurate to our solar system if you wanted. And then edit, duplicate, special. Then I'm going to hit G. G repeats last action. Let me show you guys G real quick. Create, polygon, cube, scale, move this guy. So G is repeat last action. So if I go and say, let's see if it does it. It has to be a tool. So if I go and go edit, duplicate special, smart transform. Nope. Nope. Here we go. Translate 2010, apply. Okay, cool. So I just applied it, and you'll see right. Did it do it? Lasso? No, it didn't do it. Now every time I hit G, it applies that same offset. So if I go over here, it still applies it, and you can go here, and then you can make a bunch of planets. Oh, what happens if we hit play now? This should be cool. Nice. And undo that. Anyway, I just wanted to show you what G does. G is a default my tool as well. I've asked for the same function in a handful of like game engines because it's pretty useful. Okay, so you delete selected. Go back to 2, 3, and then what is going on with that material? Cool. I'm gonna grab the outliner. I'm gonna name it Jupiter 1. I don't care about them. Oh yeah, I do care. I think this is on an axis offset. We can move this one off to play with. Okay, so those are spinning, but we want to kind of offset the spin, right? So for starters, I think I'll offset the Jupiter spin. Okay, so these are both parented to the sun. So I need to parent an object in between the two that it can spin around that's basically another sun. Duplicate. I'm going to call this. I wonder if I can go duplicate group. Control G makes a group. Group. Okay, so I don't need the sun anymore. Nope, undo. Don't need Earth. Now, we didn't get hotkeys, did we? Okay, let's try this again. edit, duplicate special. I'm just going to leave this window up because I think I'm going to use it. Okay, I got the keys. I'm going to make, I guess we could probably just leave the sun there if we wanted. Don't need Earth anymore. Group. Oh, I got an idea. What if we go shapes, delete the actual mesh. I'm gonna hide, H is hide. I'm kind of toggling hide and unhide. You see how it's gray? It means it's hidden. So I can see, I'm gonna call this Jupiter orbit because there's an object in the center it's using to spin. And then that's Jupiter. Now I think I can offset. Will it move still? Let's see. Oh, because yeah. So now I can grab the Jupiter orbit and offset it. Sweet. So I don't need that Jupiter anymore. Turn this back off. Shapes. Earth, Jupiter, delete. Cool. Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure Jupiter orbits a lot slower than Earth does. So let's grab, that's the right key. Don't know why there was a key there. Jupiter orbit. I'm going to make Jupiter orbit slower. So you can see that Earth is orbiting at a different speed than the Jupiter is. And then we kind of want to do the same process for the moons, right? Because it is a bit confusing. And I want to say that shape, so if I'll create a new thing, so polygon primitives, cube. So each object is kind of broken up into a shape and a actual mesh data. And you can turn it on by just going display shapes. So that's the mesh and that's the transform object. You'll see in the channel box it disappears. So there's no, like this, the actual object has the translation, rotation, scale data that we can key, and the mesh has no data that we can key. So what I was doing is basically taking the information that I keyed and removing the mesh component to it because I want to offset the keyframes. This sounds pretty confusing, but it's pretty fundamental to how you animate in 3D. So, you know, if you take some time to figure all this out, it's going to benefit you a lot. Okay, so I want to make the moons do the same thing. So how do we do that? And there's like 10 ways to do all this stuff. So I might show you guys different ways to do it later on if I think of a faster way to do it. This is just me like futzing around first try. Okay, so I need to be able to offset these guys, so they need their own orbit data that's around Jupiter. So Jupiter's orbiting. So I want to duplicate Jupiter and then change stuff. So I think it'll be easiest to get rid of you two guys. That's Jupiter shape. I'm going to go edit, duplicate special. So it takes the keys. Delete Jupiter shape. Call this Moon Jupiter orbit 1. Moon Jupiter. Yeah, I wanted to get it. This kind of gets us into like some basics to rigging. because there is a rigging class that comes and goes on the schedule. But this is going to help a lot, I think, hopefully. Okay, so that's orbiting this guy. We have an orbit that we can edit, but we can keep that there because it will probably be okay. Still orbiting, good. Now I'm going to duplicate special, then do it a second time. Take this guy, the orbit itself, we only care about the Y rotation. I'm watching it update over here, rotate Y. Yeah, so we only care about Y. So probably all three of these guys can delete all the keys. Delete selected, rotate Y. Now I can offset the timing to have different moons, different points of their orbit. And then I can take this is a new trick. So middle mouse drag, if you select something and then you middle mouse drag, you can see the numbers moving and the object changing. It'll change it. So what I did was, I undid too far back. Frame, grab the X rotation and offset it so it kind of orbits around a different point. And then maybe we want to do farther, maybe it has to orbit further out than the other two moons. Maybe it's smaller. And then still further out. I think this might work. Oh no, we don't want to translate the orbit location. It's because it's in the center, because it was out here and it was orbiting that spot. So we actually want it this to be 0. Or not. Maybe that. Okay, there we go. I'll probably do this again because it'll be funner. I'll be better at it. I want to have a really nice, sweet tricks to get this to work. Okay, so we're offsetting stuff. I want to make it farther away from the planet. So I'm going to move the planet further away. Duh. That makes more sense. Turn shapes back off. If you're not really working with them, then I leave it off. It's easier. It's less confusing. Okay. Moon orbit. Got it. Oh, also, as you're working, you want to save a lot. So right now, it's called Untitled. So if Maya crashed, I would have just wasted all that time I've spent on this. So I think it's Control-Alt-S hotkey. Nope, that's save as. Control-Shift-S. Oh, I have to save it first. I'll just save it in Documents and call it Solar System 1. Let's go 01. Okay, now if I go Control-Alt-S, there we go. See, it added a number up there. So I'm actually going to save as. I don't need this number. Now I can do, every time I move something or edit something, I can just do Control-Alt-S. Now if this file gets corrupted, or if I mess up, or if I liked what it looked like an hour ago, I can just roll it back. Okay, so now we're getting interesting. So we've got 3 planets kind of offsetting each other. That outer planet the further the planets are from their orbit, the slower they orbit. So we want to figure out, okay, why is the key off? 0, 360s, that guy, you can tell it's 360 from here. All right. Cool. What was I doing? I got distracted. Oh, I want to slow the orbit down because it's farther away from its gravitational pull, which is, that's the orbit data. Because from here to here, no, this is it right here. So we're just gonna make that longer. Yeah. Cool, now it's starting to feel awesome. And then take this moon and figure out I don't know why we have these extra keys. It happens sometimes. You can go slower. No, not you. This one. The orbit's the one that matters. If I grab all 3 orbits, you can kind of see on here that they're all different speeds. Like these 2 are the same speed, but this one travels slower because the curve is not as steep. You know, you can zoom out and see the 2 of them are the exact same speed. So I don't know which is which, so I'm just going to grab this and move it. You can see one of them moving. At this point, they might be in the same orbit. They are. So I'll just use that guy as a slightly slower orbiter and then move this guy out a bit and then hit play. I think we're going to be in business. Oh yeah. Cool, man. That's kind of our solar system. Oh yeah, we want to do colors and maybe one more planet because it's fun. Okay, so we're gonna duplicate special. Bam. Let's do 2 planets. G. I think we just delete selected. Move one closer. Move one farther away. Offset some keyframes. They all have the same spin. Undo. I gotta duplicate the sun again. Okay. Go undo. Okay. Control Z. You can see it popping up on the screen. Okay. Duplicate special. Turn on shapes. Turn off. Delete the sun. We only need 1 sun. Earth. Let's call this one Mercury. You know, the name of the planets doesn't really matter. I'm just making up numbers too. And then Earth, and then go back, turn shapes back off. So Mercury. And you can see this icon is a group. So you can say there's no mesh data on that object. And this has this, you know, the group data is just transform data, and then the object is transform data and mesh data. So I'm going to name this guy Mercury. And Mermoon. And then now I can move you closer. And then scale it down. And then speed it up. Uh-oh. Oh, because it needed to delete. Select it. Mercury. Move closer. There we go. So the solar system is you're kind of doing the same thing over and over again. So it feels like a lot, but once you do it and you do it a few times, then you start kind of developing a skill set. And I feel like most of the things that we do with the solar system is pretty fundamental to how 3D animation works. So yeah, so I'll make Mercury spin faster. I'll offset Mercury. And I'll probably take some stuff that got delivered and then we can tweak what you turn in a little to make it feel more accurate. The orbit of Mercury I'll speed up. This is speeding the moon up, adding an offset. Mercury orbit. Move it so it orbits at a different spot. Let's go here-ish. You know, Mercury doesn't need a moon. We need one more, huh? Let's get that moon back. And then I'm gonna edit, duplicate special, move this one further away in between these two, offset the keys more. I want it to be somewhere between the two. Needs to slow down. Jupiter probably needs to slow down again. Oh, Jupiter is a really slow orbit. Okay, yeah, Jupiter gets one orbit in 1,000. Sure, why not? So Jupiter is our slowest planet. Now this one's going way too fast. So we have to worry about timing. So this is all timing in here. We all kind of know, I think, what it should more or less feel like in the solar system. You could put multiple things on the same orbit, right? So, because this is right where the Kuiper belt is. So I'm gonna duplicate special. I don't want a moon anymore. And then change the scale a little bit, 0.05. And then offset these keys. So it's kind of orbiting about the same distance. Okay, that works, right? But we want a whole bunch of them, like a ton of them. There's probably a way to do it. Just not really sure. The best way. I'll start by just making a bunch. We just need an offset, right? We just need to. I'm just thinking through how do we do it. We want to offset where the keyframes are on the orbit, or we could offset where this object is. Edit, duplicate special, instance leaf parent. We'll just manually do it a few times. There's probably a trick to get like a bunch of asteroids. Oh, let me call it asteroid before. Asteroid orbit 7. I think, let's see if it keeps the name. Edit, duplicate special. I think I'm almost done. GGGG. I'm just grabbing them and moving them around. You'd need a whole bunch to start making it feel like an actual asteroid belt. But it does start to fill out our solar system pretty quickly. You can kind of do this as many times as you want. Oh, one thing that would push it out too is if you change the scale on the orbit. So if you went like 1.05, oh yeah, 0.99, 1.1. Let's see what we got right now. I kind of want to keep messing with stuff forever, but I want to show you one more thing before I wrap it up. Show grid. Look at how cool that is. Okay, grab the sun, assign new material, Lambert, material attributes. Oh, I'm right clicking to get to this menu. So now I know this is a new material. Sometimes you'll change it and change a bunch of materials. I'm going to name it sun so it's less confusing later. Come on, you can do it. I think there's some issues with like it animating. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Okay. It does have a sun color, but I don't see it. There's probably a render mode of some type that I broke. 3, 4, 5. Trying to find the hotkey that'll let you see it. It should be 6. What about blend? Okay, that worked. I don't know why Lambert's not working. Oh, okay, it just needed to refresh itself. So it looks like this had the same material on it. So Lambert 3. Okay. I accidentally did something weird with materials, but whatever. I'm not a modeler anymore. Incandescence. Yeah, gotta be glowy. Could glow. Maybe pick a color. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, so that was, this one might be Earth. Sun. New material. Lambert. Lambert's just a flat shaded thing. You can play with all the different settings. Green. Assign new material. Lambert. Gray. Jupiter. Assign new material. Ooh, ramp shader. This should be fun. Jupiter is a ramp shader. Click on. Yeah, okay, there it goes.
You're using cutter?
Yeah.
Are you using model cutter the planet supposed to be?
Yeah, I'm trying to make Jupiter.
Jupiter supposed to be brown.
Yeah. So you guys can play around with this and come up with something. What is it looking like right now?
Actually making this for us?
This is for the class I'm taking. I'm teaching. Not sure why. I don't really mess with this enough. Oh, it's facing the. It's a linear interpolation, light angle, facing angle. Oh. Brightness. Oh, it's like a shiny thing. Normalized brightness. That's interesting. Okay, well, whatever. Smooth spline, none. Interpolation, okay. I want it to be diffuse. Whoa. You can key all these things too. You just right click and go set key on whatever you want. But that's basically everything on how to make a solar system. And then you could go and change the background color once you set the everything up, which is under, let's see if I can find it. I found it earlier. General editors? No. Settings and preferences, color settings, 3D views, background. Bam. Let's see what happens. Nice. Yeah. Cool. There it is. There's the done solar system. It's not perfect, but, you know, it's pretty fun. This is 3D at its best, in my opinion. So I might, this was a lot of me futzing around with stuff and figuring it out, and not super straightforward. I'll probably post, just having done this once, I'll probably post, I think we go and turn you back on. There we go. I'm back. Hey guys. And girls and ladies. I'll probably post maybe a straightforward one that's just a sun and one planet and one moon. And then you can kind of get an idea between the two videos on some different ways to handle it. Really, I think all I'm looking for is, I'll have to check the assignment again, is the sun and two planets, and one of the planets has a moon, and it basically spins like this, and it probably snaps. Probably see it. You can see it snap. So if I go down here and go like 5,000, now it'll play for a lot longer. And then if you want to like keep a video of how cool it is, you go play blast, hit this cube right here, and then say save to file, save it wherever you want to save it. I'm going to save it on my desktop. Solar System 1 movies play blast. So yeah, it's just, I'm familiar with how to use Maya, but I've never actually done this project before. But because I know how all the various systems and tools in Maya work, I was able to crank it out in, I don't know how long it's been. Has it been a half hour? Maybe 40 minutes? The video will reveal my time guess. Yeah, so good luck. Take a stab at it. If you are running into a lot of problems with this stuff, just make some progress and submit it. So if you just have like a sphere that's spinning, that's something, and then you're like, that's as far as I got and I got stuck, just submit it. So a lot of the assignments during the class will be like, try it as far as you can, and then spend some time on it, put some effort into it, submit it, and then I'll just help you out and give you some pointers and maybe explain the one bit that you missed. And a lot of things in Maya is just like when you'll grow to understand something, and then it will just become clear and it'll just like click. And I will say, because a lot of you guys are new to 3D, it took me probably 2 years of 3D before things started to feel comfortable. It's like I'm pretty comfortable doing it, but even more than 2 years, because I did it a little bit in high school, and then I had to do it in college for a few years and explaining Maya, and I learned 3D Max, and eventually you start becoming comfortable. So it takes a while. Like, don't feel like you need to learn how to be an expert at Maya even during the course of this class. We'll just hopefully you'll learn a lot more than you know right now, but it takes a long time to get good at this stuff. All right, I'm gonna let this finish rendering, but I'm gonna turn this video off. All right, see you guys later.